2011. The dawn of League of Legends Esports marked an exciting new chapter in competitive gaming, capturing the imagination of a passionate community, eager to see the game's potential unfold on the biggest stages. Early tournaments like IEM6 began to draw attention, showcasing teams such as Fnatic with Xpeke and Cyanide, and TSM featuring Dyrus and Reginald, as they battled fiercely in regional qualifiers and online events. This year laid the foundation for what was to come, with the game's mechanics still evolving and strategies heavily reliant on aggressive early plays, strong laning, and champion picks like Lee Sin, Ezreal, and Lulu. Among the most memorable moments was Xpeke's legendary pentakill on LeBlanc during the IEM finals, a play that instantly became iconic, highlighting the skill, quick decision-making, and clutch ability of the scene's emerging stars. The community, though small, was intensely dedicated, sharing moments, highlights, and excitement through social media, forums, and early live streams, igniting a spark that would grow rapidly in the coming years. The year's major finale was a tense best-of-3 series where Fnatic faced TSM. Fnatic's innovative teamfights and strategic execution ultimately secured their victory, igniting the crowd and inspiring more players and fans to dream big about the potential of competitive League. Despite modest viewership numbers compared to future years, the energy, passion, and unforgettable moments demonstrated the scene's immense potential, setting the stage for a growth trajectory that would soon take the world by storm, laying the groundwork for a global esports phenomenon. 2012. As the scene gained momentum, the heartbeat of competitive League shifted strongly toward Korea, where teams like Azubu Frost, Samsung Galaxy Ozone, and SK Telecom T1 emerged as dominant forces, showcasing macro play, vision control, and early objective contests that raised the level of competition to new heights. SKT's roster, featuring the legendary Faker and Bengi, began to exemplify a disciplined, strategic style of play, with Faker's rise as a prodigious talent becoming a focal point for fans and analysts alike. His dazzling mechanical plays on champions like Zed and LeBlanc captivated audiences and signaled a new era of individual skill and team coordination. The 2012 World Championship drew a massive international audience, with millions tuning in to watch SKT and Invictus Gaming battle in a series filled with high-stakes team fights, innovative drafts, and strategic depth. SKT's meticulous macro decisions, combined with Faker's game-changing outplays, led them to a hard-fought victory, with the series culminating in an electrifying final that showcased the very best of what competitive League could become. The huge viewership and excitement signaled the scene's rapid professionalization, with Korean teams investing heavily in coaching staff, analysis tools, regional leagues, and infrastructure. This year was a pivotal turning point, transforming the scene from a niche hobby into a global spectacle, inspiring emerging regions worldwide to develop their own competitive scenes and strategies, and firmly establishing Korea's dominance in the scene, while igniting a global passion for the game. 2013. The 2013 season was a landmark year that not only cemented Faker's status as a legend, but also elevated SK Telecom T1 to near mythical levels. Their roster, including Bang, Wolf, and Bengi, demonstrated seamless synergy, flexible drafting, and macro mastery that left opponents struggling to keep pace. Faker's exceptional performance on champions like LeBlanc, Orianna, and Kassadin became the stuff of legend, often turning seemingly lost games into decisive victories with clutch plays, high-level decision-making, and game sense. The finals pitted SKT against Royal Club, a Chinese powerhouse led by Uzi and Shiyang, whose aggressive, team-fight-oriented style challenged SKT's disciplined, strategic approach. The series was a masterclass in strategic depth, with SKT's disciplined macro play and Faker's individual brilliance combining to produce a stunning 3-0 sweep, leaving fans worldwide in awe. The matches showcased high-level teamfights, strategic adaptability, and the emergence of new star players, capturing the attention of millions and fueling the scene's rapid growth and professionalism. Teams began investing more heavily in coaching staff, analysis, and regional leagues, laying the foundation for esports to become a mainstream global industry. Faker's victory was a defining moment, inspiring countless aspiring players and securing his place as a true legend whose influence would shape the scene for years to come. 2014. Samsung Galaxy White's incredible journey to the finals was a showcase of macro excellence, individual skill, and meticulous teamwork that captivated fans and analysts alike. The team, with standout players like Pawn, Imp, and Looper, crafted a calculated, disciplined approach centered around split pushing, vision control, and late-game teamfights that left opponents scrambling to contain their coordinated efforts. The meta evolved to champions like Jax, Kassadin, and Sejuani, champions that demanded high mechanical skill and strategic patience, pushing teams to new levels of play. Samsung's final opponent was Starhorn Royal Club, a Chinese team led by Uzi and Xiang, known for their aggressive, fight-heavy tactics. The series was a clash of contrasting philosophies. The methodical, macro-focused Samsung Galaxy White against Royal's bold, fight-oriented style. Samsung's precise execution, superior vision control, and clutch plays in critical moments led to a 3-1 victory, with MVP performances from Pawn and Imp standing out as defining moments. Fans marveled at the complex rotations, split-push strategies, and well-coordinated teamfights that demonstrated the team's mastery of the game's strategic depth. Their triumph marked a turning point in the scene, elevating professionalism, attracting sponsorships, and inspiring other regions to emulate their disciplined, strategic approach. The victory signaled a new era of high-level competition, with teams across the globe aiming to replicate Samsung's success, raising the overall standard of international esports and making the scene more competitive and exciting than ever. 2015. SK Telecom T1's victory in 2015 was more than just a championship. It was a masterclass in resilience, strategic innovation, and unrelenting teamwork that cemented their legacy in esports history. Faker's continued dominance on champions like Kassadin and LeBlanc, alongside the cohesive macro play of Bengi, Bang, and Wolf, created a formidable force that left rivals chasing shadows across the rift. The final against Ku Tigers was a tense, thrilling series, where early skirmishes and clutch teamfights defined the narrative. SKT's ability to snowball early advantages, secure objectives like Baron and Dragon, and adapt to the evolving meta was key. Faker's standout plays on champions like Gnar and LeBlanc swung critical fights, sealing SKT's second world title and further cementing Faker's legendary status as one of the greatest players of all time. The series drew a peak global viewership of over 4 million, an indication of the scene's exponential growth and Korea's continued dominance. Teams worldwide began investing heavily in coaching, analysis, regional tournaments, and infrastructure, raising the professionalism and competitive standards across the scene. Faker's triumph inspired countless players and fans, and the victory became an iconic milestone, symbolizing dedication, strategic mastery, and relentless pursuit of excellence, an enduring legacy that would influence the scene for years to come. 2016. The scene's landscape shifted dramatically this year, as European teams like G2 Esports and Fnatic challenged the traditional dominance of Korea and China through bold, innovative strategies and daring plays that injected new energy into the competitive scene. G2, with Perks, Wonder, and Jankos, emphasized versatile champion pools, unpredictable plays, and rapid rotations that often caught opponents off guard, creating a sense of excitement, chaos, and unpredictability in every match. Fnatic, featuring Reckless and Caps, combined macro discipline with high mechanical skill, executing precise team fights and strategic objectives that kept fans on the edge of their seats. The finals pitted G2 against SK Telecom T1 in a series filled with daring drafts, high-risk plays, and remarkable individual moments, culminating in a hard-fought 3-1 victory for G2. This victory marked a significant shift, showing that Western and European teams could not only compete, but also win against the traditionally dominant Asian powerhouses. Fans appreciated the unpredictability and creative gameplay, which injected fresh energy into the scene and attracted new audiences. The scene was now more diverse, with regional talent rising and challenging the established order, fueling a new era of international competition. The victory inspired regions to invest more in coaching, talent development, and strategic innovation, ultimately expanding the global landscape of competitive League of Legends. 2017. The scene experienced a dramatic transformation as Western teams like G2 Esports and Fnatic made historic deep runs, challenging the long-standing dominance of Korea and China on the world stage. G2's aggressive, flexible drafts, led by Perks, Wonder, and Jankos, focused on exploiting opponents' weaknesses through innovative, high-tempo strategies that kept fans captivated and brought a fresh sense of excitement to the tournament. Fnatic showcased a balanced approach, combining macro discipline with high mechanical prowess, often executing high-precision teamfights and strategic objectives to great effect. The grand final was a tense, exciting best-of-5 series between SKT and Samsung Galaxy, featuring tactical mastery, high-stakes moments, and individual brilliance. Faker's legendary Gnar plays and Uzi's fierce Vayne performances created unforgettable highlights that kept viewers on the edge of their seats. The series was a back-and-forth battle, ultimately won by SKT in a narrow victory. But the true significance of the tournament lay in demonstrating the rising strength of Western and other regional teams. Over 7 million viewers tuned in during the finals, confirming that the scene was becoming more competitive, more diverse, and more unpredictable. The event inspired new talent and strategic innovation across regions, indicating a future where global competition would become even more intense, with traditional powerhouses challenged by ambitious, creative teams eager to make their mark. 2018, Invictus Gaming's historic victory on Chinese soil marked a pivotal moment in esports history, showcasing the incredible talent, resilience, and strategic depth of the Chinese scene. Led by Rookie, The Shy, and Uzi, IG delivered performances that captivated fans worldwide, demonstrating a high level of individual skill and team coordination. Rookie's versatile mid-lane plays on champions such as Twisted Fate and Talia set a tone of strategic mastery, while The Shy's aggressive, high-impact top-lane plays on champions like Gnar and Jax overwhelmed opponents with their relentless, high-pressure style. Uzi's emotional return on champions like Vayne and Kai'Sa added a compelling narrative of perseverance, resilience, and unwavering dedication. The finals against G2 Esports was an intense, high-stakes, best-of-5 series, where IG's disciplined macro play, superior vision control, and clutch teamfights secured their victory and brought the championship home to China for the first time. The series was a showcase of both individual mechanics and team coordination, captivating the global audience and elevating Chinese esports to new heights of recognition and respect. Over 10 million viewers tuned in during the finals, highlighting the scene's rapid growth and the rise of China as a dominant force in international esports. The victory spurred increased investments in domestic talent development, infrastructure, and grassroots programs, inspiring other regions to elevate their competitive standards. IG's triumph demonstrated that regional teams could reach the highest stage and challenge established giants, signaling a new era of international competition and elevating the scene's global stature. 2019. The 2019 season's narrative was one of surprises, underdog stories, and strategic innovation, culminating in FunPlus Phoenix's remarkable and unexpected victory. Led by Doinb's unconventional champion pool, including champions like Kassadin and Rakan, the team displayed exceptional macro play, cohesive team coordination, and resilience under mounting pressure. Tian's jungle control, LWX's consistent ADC performances, and the squad's overall strategic cohesion created a high-tempo, unpredictable style that overwhelmed opponents. The finals against Invictus Gaming was a masterclass in execution, with FPX winning all 3 games through decisive teamfights, coordinated plays, and well-timed objective control. A pivotal moment was the final Baron fight in Game 3, where their perfect execution sealed their victory and delivered the championship to an underdog team that defied expectations. The event attracted over 12 million viewers worldwide, with audiences captivated by the inspiring story of perseverance, innovation, and teamwork overcoming traditional giants. The scene's infrastructure matured further with better coaching, analysis tools, and fan engagement platforms, raising the overall professionalism of the scene. FPX's victory challenged the traditional power balance, inspiring teams across regions to innovate, take calculated risks, and push the boundaries of what was possible. The triumph was more than just a win. It was a statement that the scene was evolving into a more diverse, unpredictable, and exciting landscape for the future. 2020. The global COVID-19 pandemic tested the resilience and adaptability of the esports scene like never before. But the community's strength and ingenuity shone through as online tournaments attracted unprecedented viewership and engagement. Damwon Kia, with Canyon, Showmaker, and Ghost, demonstrated exceptional macro play, vision control, and late-game decision-making, often leveraging champions like Sejuani and Kassadin to turn series around in their favor. Uzi's emotional return on champions like Vayne and Kaisa struck a chord with fans worldwide, inspiring hope and perseverance amid the challenging circumstances. The meta evolved rapidly, with teams experimenting with aggressive early strategies, innovative drafts, and high-risk, high-reward plays to gain an advantage. The finals, a tense best-of-5 against Suning, featured moments of brilliance, clutch plays, and strategic mastery, culminating in Damwon Kia's victory that captivated millions globally. Over 20 million fans tuned in worldwide, demonstrating the scene's explosive growth and capacity to unite fans across borders during difficult times. Production quality improved significantly, with more immersive broadcasts, insightful analysis segments, and engaging content that made complex strategies more accessible to casual viewers. This year proved that esports could thrive in adversity, becoming a unifying force that brought people together through shared passion and storytelling, further cementing its place as a major entertainment industry with a bright and promising future. 2021. The 2021 World Championship delivered a compelling narrative of perseverance, innovation, and regional pride, with EDG's first-ever victory inspiring fans and players across the globe. The team's journey was marked by disciplined macro play, creative drafts, and clutch performances, especially from Viper's exceptional mechanical skill on champions like Jinx and Kaisa. Scout's strategic leadership and JJ's jungle control complemented the team's cohesive execution, culminating in a tense, emotionally charged final against DWG Kia. Each game tested the resolve of both teams, with high-stakes team fights, game-changing plays, and moments of individual brilliance. Viper's standout performances and Scout's calculated plays swung critical fights, sealing EDG's victory and creating a historic moment for Chinese esports. The final series was watched by over 25 million viewers worldwide, thanks to immersive broadcasts, storytelling, and a passionate global fan base. Fan communities thrived on social media and streaming platforms, celebrating regional achievements and individual excellence. The scene's infrastructure further matured, with regional leagues, talent development programs, and increased sponsorships, positioning esports as a sustainable, long-term industry. The 2021 championship was more than a victory. It was a statement that the scene was evolving into a resilient, innovative, and inclusive global sport, with a new generation of stars ready to carry the torch into the future. 2022. The scene reached astonishing new heights as DRX's Cinderella run culminated in an exhilarating victory over T1, a series filled with late-game heroics, inventive drafts, and razor-sharp strategic mastery. Led by Deft's legendary Vayne carries and Peanut's game-winning teamfights, DRX defied all expectations, turning the tournament into a story of resilience, determination, and strategic brilliance. The grand final was a roller coaster ride of emotion, with moments of individual genius, Deft's critical Vayne plays, and Peanut's clutch team fights that kept fans worldwide on the edge of their seats. The series showcased the scene's evolution towards greater strategic complexity, emphasizing champions like Gnar, Jinx, and Lee Sin that facilitated high-stakes, dynamic gameplay full of surprises. Over 30 million viewers tuned in globally, captivated by the story of an underdog team challenging the established hierarchies and disrupting the traditional power structures within the scene. The final moments of the series demonstrated that regional diversity, innovative drafts, and cohesive teamwork could triumph over tradition, inspiring a new wave of players and teams eager to challenge the status quo. Fan engagement surged through live streams, social media, and content creation, fostering a truly international and passionate community that celebrated every play and comeback. The scene's infrastructure and professionalism continued to improve, with more advanced coaching, analysis, training facilities, and high-quality production values, further elevating the level of competition. This victory marked a turning point, proving that regional talent and innovative strategies could disrupt the dominance of established giants, and solidifying esports status as a truly global, dynamic, and exciting industry with a vibrant future full of potential and new legends. 2023. The 2023 season was a dazzling showcase of legendary performances, fierce rivalries, and storytelling that captured the imagination of millions worldwide. Faker's continued excellence and Uzi's inspiring comeback created a narrative of perseverance, rivalry, and resilience that resonated deeply with fans across the globe. Faker's mastery on champions like Gnar, Lee Sin, and Kassadin, alongside Uzi's clutch plays on champions such as Vayne and Kai'Sa, crafted a compelling story of dedication, skill, and unyielding passion. Teams like T1, JDG, and G2 delivered innovative drafts, emphasizing high-tempo teamfights, split-pushing tactics, and strategic vision that kept the scene fresh and unpredictable. The meta centered around champions like Gwen, Jinx, and Lee Sin, with tournaments featuring moments of brilliance, such as game-winning teamfights, clutch plays, and strategic outplays that kept viewers riveted and eager for more. The global viewership surpassed 35 million, reflecting esports' position as a mainstream entertainment industry and its rapid international expansion. Fan communities thrived on social media, live events, and streaming platforms, celebrating diverse styles of play, regional achievements, and individual brilliance. The scene's infrastructure further matured with advanced coaching, talent development programs, analysis tools, and high-production broadcasts that elevated the level of competition and storytelling. The 2023 season proved that the scene was not only resilient, but also innovative, with a deep well of talent ready to push boundaries and captivate audiences. It cemented esports as a truly global sport, an industry characterized by rich narratives, technical mastery, and emotional storytelling, with a passionate, dedicated fan base eager to see what the future holds. 2024. The 2024 season shattered previous records, catapulting the scene into a new era of global recognition and excitement, with live viewership surpassing 40 million during the finals, a testament to the sport's exponential growth. Teams such as T1, JDG, and European contenders delivered epic series filled with iconic moments. Faker's solo kills on Gnar, Uzi's clutch plays, inventive drafts involving champions like Gwen and Kassadin, and high-stakes moments that had fans worldwide on the edge of their seats. The finals became a gripping spectacle of high-stakes drama, strategic complexity, and storytelling that resonated deeply across continents. Teams executed intricate, high-risk plays that showcased the scene's evolution towards strategic depth and adaptability, emphasizing champions that offered versatility, split-pushing, and late-game decision-making. Prominent players like Faker, Uzi, and Showmaker cemented their legendary status through memorable performances that combined mechanical brilliance with tactical intelligence. Fan engagement thrived through social media, live streams, and content creation, creating a vibrant, interconnected global community that celebrated every moment. The scene's infrastructure continued to evolve, featuring better coaching, talent development, advanced analysis tools, and high-end broadcast production that elevated the entire industry. Industry partnerships, sponsorships, and media collaborations expanded further, positioning esports as a dominant entertainment industry comparable to traditional sports. The 2024 season proved beyond doubt that League of Legends esports had become a cultural phenomenon, characterized by rich storytelling, innovative gameplay, and a deep emotional connection with fans. With a passionate, dedicated global fan base, the scene looked more promising than ever, with a future filled with new legends, unforgettable moments, and continued growth that promised to captivate audiences worldwide for years to come.